This is what we call a filler episode, meaning an episode that doesn't have really a lot of character development or plot development. It is essentially a one-shot. But as far as filler episodes go, this is one of the better ones I've seen. A bad example of this is pretty much the entire fifth season of Clone Wars, because that was pretty much nothing but filler episodes, and most of them were pretty bad. But this is an episode that's actually exciting. Even though there's no major stakes, it's still a fun time. And the main focus of the episode is pod racing. And pod racing is one of the few elements of the Phantom Menace that I actually like. And I have fond memories of playing the pod racing level on LEGO Star Wars. And that's what's great about Dave Filoni. Even though his Star Wars shows are set in different time periods, any element from any of the time periods can come back. We're getting something from the prequels, even though this takes place in the early days of the Empire. It certainly makes the Star Wars universe feel more cohesive. Betty Schwartz, who you may remember as the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog from the movie and Dewey from the DuckTales reboot, provides the voice of a droid named Teo, and he provides some comic relief to this episode. Also, that Tusk-Chin alien from Force Awakens is the villain in this episode. He's probably not the same one, but again, that's pretty cool. Again, Filoni is taking something from another Star Wars project, even though it was only a brief appearance, and it makes it his own, again, making everything feel like a larger universe. And that villain is voiced by Ernie Hudson, yes, from Ghostbusters, and he does a great job. His deep, booming voice makes the character a formidable antagonist for the Bad Batch. It's also great to see Tech using his skills to try to assess how to win the race. It shows how these things that were considered defects can work to an advantage. And once the race starts in the third act, it is an adrenaline rush. This is some of the most exciting non-action sequences this season. So even though the stakes in this episode weren't super high and the story didn't really move along, I still thought this episode was exciting and a lot of fun to watch. So let me know what your thoughts on this episode of The Bad Batch were, and I will see you next week for the next episode.